These are 20 things you didn't know about Haaland.
My dream is to become one of the best players in the world.
We are in the presence of something really special.
He writes his own rules. 3 Premier League home games in a row. 3 Dad. Look at me, world.
And first off, a Premier League coach's decision that almost ruined Haaland's reputation. Back in 2018, Crystal Palace manager Roy Hodgson was looking for a striker, and his search brought him to 2 choices: Erling Haaland or Jordan Ayew. But when Crystal Palace announced they'd signed a striker, their choice shocked the world. The coach believed Ayew was a better player and claimed Haaland wasn't physical enough for the Premier League.
What?
Doctrine, and that's a big save from Edison because the tall.
But what's even more shocking is the fact that Jordan Ayew has scored only 37 Premier League goals in over 240 appearances, while Haaland has scored 50 Premier League goals in just 48 games.
German team ball. What a ball that is by Cancelo!
Release that ball into Erling Haaland. He's got it too. Erling Haaland.
Haaland, can he reach it?
To think this is the least surprising thing on this list, you don't want to go anywhere, because still to come in our top 3 is one of the worst career endings in football history, and a record held by Haaland's mom. But before then, let's look at a record Haaland shares with one of the GOATs. When it comes to football royalty, Messi sits at the very top of the list. The majority of footballers dream of meeting him in person, but to share a record with him, that's just crazy. In a Champions League game between Man City and Leipzig, Erling Haaland became only the 3rd player in history to score 5 goals in a single UEFA Champions League match, and his team won 7-0.
And Haaland tucked up. There's a bar. Haaland. Diaz. 3-0. Oh, Bernardo Silva's on mark. And Akanji can't get there for Haaland. Mahrez. Oh, it's saved.
The other 2 names on that list, Luis Adriano and Lionel Messi. But what's even more shocking is the fact that Haaland did it in 57 minutes, while Messi and Adriano did it in 84 and 82 minutes, respectively. Damn, at least he got his football right, unlike his taste in music. Footballers love listening to the Drakes, Rihannas, and Skeptas of the world. Of course, superstars love listening to other superstars, but Haaland, being Haaland, has a rather unexpected taste in music. While playing for Dortmund, Haaland was mocked by his teammates after they discovered his favorite artist in the world is a Swedish band called ABBA.
The winner takes it all.
What the hell?
After listening to that, you kind of understand why they mocked him, but I'm sure they weren't laughing when they discovered he did music too. Before making it in football, most footballers are like regular people. They work normal jobs and try out anything they can do. Erling Haaland was no exception, so he and 2 of his buddies tried their hands in the rap game.
Oh my God! Wow!
The boys formed the group called Flow Kings and released this banger. With over 11 million views on YouTube, I had no idea the whole world understood fluent Norwegian. Now I get where his love for a musical band came from. But at least he enjoyed the company of his friends back then.
With my friends making a really nice song that's quite popular now, we have to say.
When you're a footballer, everything can happen at twice the speed. Fast cars, pretty models, and the paparazzi at every corner. For most of them, video games, clubbing, and time spent with family is a way to slow things down. But Haaland, on the other hand, loves some quiet, a little too much. He practices meditation, which he often gestures when celebrating a goal, and switches off all of his devices 3 hours before he sleeps at night. Good luck trying to get him to hang out at night, but unlike Haaland, you don't want to fall asleep now, because still to come in our top 3 picks is the secret to Haaland's speed and strength, and one of football's darkest stories. But before that, you have to know what wakes Haaland up from sleep every morning. For everyone, the alarm tone is just an annoying sound designed to mess up your perfect sleep. And because of this, most people don't care about it. But our guy Haaland shocked everyone with his choice of alarm tone.
True that the Champions League anthem was your ringtone for a while.
Yeah, it still is.
Manchester City fans, who are known to boo the Champions League anthem because of their legal issues with UEFA, were shocked to find out Haaland uses it as his alarm tone. But imagine waking up to this every morning. No wonder he's so successful in football.
This is my biggest dream, and I did it, so it's unbelievable.
And his love life. Where is he? It's not hard to figure out how successful a football player's love life is. I mean, they're rich, famous, and fit. Surely they must have all the girls, except not everyone is good with the girls, like the big man himself. Rumor has it that Haaland went on a date and kept on talking about football. He asked the girl how many goals she thought he would score in his next match. Talk about a football freak. But we all know most girls don't like football. Well, unless they're footballers themselves. To solve this problem, Haaland now dates a female footballer by the name of Isabel Haagensen Johansson. Damn, she's hot. But if there's one thing Haaland is very good at, it's eating food. Standing at 6'4" and weighing 88 kilos, Haaland is what you would call a modern-day giant. And because his game relies on speed and insane power, he needs a lot of energy to move his large frame around. To meet up with this demand, Haaland consumes 6,000 calories a day. To put that into context, it's 3 times the recommended quantity for an adult male. He often requests cheese and ham omelets and consumes a lot of heart and liver. No wonder he's so strong and fast. But what's even more insane is that he's been copying a legend's diet just to be the best. Most people think you only have to be talented to make it in football. But the real ones know it takes hard work, dedication, and a lot of sacrifices to make it to the top. For a guy who consumes 6,000 calories a day, you'd think he just eats everything that comes his way. But the big man surprised everyone with his diet plan. Haaland's father revealed that the Manchester City striker is determined to make it in the game. And having seen Cristiano Ronaldo play into his late 30s, he copies Cristiano's diet so he can remain at the top for longer. But even going diet to diet with one of the GOATs isn't as impressive as a record he set as a child. I know I said talent isn't enough to make it in sports, but there are some kids you see and be like, nah, he's going straight to the top. As a child, Haaland was an all-around athlete, involved in football, handball, and track and field events. But it was at age 5 that it became obvious he was destined for great things. Haaland set the world record for the standing long jump with a distance of 1.63 meters, a record that still stands today for 5-year-olds. But even a world record jump couldn't climb into our top 10, because still to come in our top 3 picks is the source of Haaland's agility and a revenge story 4 years in the making. But before then, let's turn up the heat, because Haaland almost chose a different sport. When you hear the name Haaland, everyone thinks of a robot created in a lab just to score goals.
His goal-scoring record this season has just been ridiculous. He's quite simply a robot.
But what if I told you, Haaland almost turned pro in a different sport? As a child, Haaland wasn't just good at football, he loved to play handball too. He became so good at it that famous handball coach Þórir Harðarson wanted to sign him. Imagine Haaland as a handball player. That would have been crazy, but not as crazy as his relationship with balls. When a footballer scores a hat trick, they take the match ball home. And because Haaland has scored many hat tricks, he has so many match balls in his possession. But instead of storing them somewhere, Haaland prefers to sleep in bed with the balls. And to back up his behavior, he said, quote, "I have 5 hat trick balls in my bed, and I sleep well with them. They're my girlfriends. I love them all." Damn, this guy is a weirdo. But that's not as strange as what's coming next. In football, players usually follow a similar path to the top. They start early in the academy when they're 8 years old, then graduate to the youth teams in their teenage years, before finally making their senior debuts when they're between 18 and 20 years old. Well, that's how it's supposed to be, except people like Haaland don't follow the rules. At age 15, when most of his friends were watching videos of people stuck in washing machines, Haaland made his senior professional debut. He played the full 90 minutes in a match between his hometown club, Bryn FC, versus KFUM Oslo. Despite his tender age, Haaland was very impressive and drew praise from his then coach. But even this is nothing compared to him outscoring legends like Samuel Eto'o, Wayne Rooney, and Luis Suarez. What? I know you're about to lose it, but relax. Wayne Rooney, Luis Suarez, and Samuel Eto'o were some of the best strikers to play the game, and I said Haaland outscored them, but I didn't say in career goals. In a match between Manchester City and Leipzig, Haaland scored a first-half hat-trick, meaning he became the fastest player to score 30 Champions League goals in just 25 games.
And Haaland tucked up. It's a bar. Haaland. Diaz. 3-0. Oh, Bernardo Silva's on mark. Akanji can't get there for Haaland. Mahrez. Oh, it's saved.
So what's your secret?
Hard work.
Because he scored 10 more goals after that, it meant he outscored Suarez, 27, Rooney, 30, and Eto'o, 30, in the Champions League.
And when you join a team like Manchester City, you know you're going to get a lot of chances, and so I was expecting to get that record, to be honest, this season. But no, I think he's been fantastic. I said this a couple of weeks ago. He's at the minute, he's the best player in the world, and
it's hardly surprising for a guy who's been playing since he was 15. But at least he was respectful. Unlike when he destroyed an entire country. Football is a harsh game. And when a team meets a weaker opponent, things can get ugly. Like Liverpool thrashing Bournemouth 9-0, Germany embarrassing Brazil 7-1, and Barcelona losing 8-2 to Bayern Munich. These all feel like a case of harassment, but the biggest case of bullying was when Haaland did this.
Hauger, great move. Haaland, perfect ball over the top again, and Haaland finishes and slots his hat-trick. It's too easy. It's too easy. The prowl, Haaland's in again! And there's Haaland! And there's Haaland! And scoring once again! It's Haaland again! Haaland has just got his 9th goal!
Dude scored not 1, not 2, but 9 goals against Honduras in the Under-20 World Cup. That's just crazy. To make matters worse, both teams had already been knocked out of the competition. Such scoring ability is why he became the fastest player to score 30 Champions League goals. But even this isn't as impressive as breaking a record that has stood for 30 years. When players move to a different league, they tend to struggle due to a change of weather, language barrier, and the league's style of play. The league that has been most notorious for this is the English Premier League. So, when Haaland made the switch from Dortmund to Man City, many people predicted that he wasn't going to score enough goals. To make matters worse, he performed badly against Liverpool in the Community Shield. With everybody calling him a flop, Haaland took those comments personally and started scoring goals for fun. In his first season in England, Haaland broke the record for most goals in a single Premier League season, scoring 36 goals in 35 matches. To put it into context, he scored only 2 fewer goals than the entire Chelsea team. Damn, it's a good thing Haaland chose to play for the right club and national team. Or did he? Haaland has been hugely successful with Man City, but has not had the same luck with the Norwegian national team. Despite the squad having stars like Martin Odegaard of Arsenal, Alexander Sorloth, and Haaland himself, the national team has failed to qualify for any major tournament since the year 2000. But did you know Haaland could have had things differently had he chosen to play for a different country? Haaland was born on the 21st of July 2000 in Leeds, England. This meant he was eligible to play for the English national team. But because of his proud Norwegian roots, he chose to play for his home country. I mean, that's a cool thing to do, but I can't help but imagine what the English national team could achieve with Haaland in it. But before you get lost in your thoughts, you might need to sit up, because this is what we've been waiting for. We already know Haaland is a big, strong, and fast goal-scoring machine.
And that's a big save from Ederson, because the tall striker had his first sniff and City
released that ball into Erling Haaland. He's got it too. Erling Haaland.
But did you know Haaland is insanely acrobatic too? How is he able to lift his body and score goals like that?
Kanji, we're in to the last minute. Header from Haaland. It's a lovely ball over the top. Oh, gorgeous Haaland stuff here. Haaland makes it.
Grant in for Haaland, like he's never. Haaland tries to finish. It could be special. It's magical.
We saw the signs when he broke a world record at age 5, but we weren't expecting him to be this good. But a quick Google search of the player Haaland idolizes gave me all the answers I sought. When you look up to a player like Zlatan Ibrahimovic, you must live up to the huge expectations. But does Haaland's agility come from his love of Zlatan, or does it have to do with genetics? Let's find out. You see, the average footballer's wife is some hot model or actress, and because Haaland's dad was a footballer, we all expected Haaland's mother to be someone like that. We were all wrong. His mom, Gry-Marita Braut, was an accomplished athlete in their home country of Norway. She participated in the heptathlon, which consists of the 100-meter hurdles, high jump, shot put, and 200-meter sprint. This is then followed by the long jump, javelin throw, and an 800-meter run to finish. Damn, that's actually insane. No wonder Haaland could do all the crazy things he does. However, Haaland's dad, on the other hand, was involved in something even more shocking. When a footballer retires, fans always remember them by something. It could be a goal they scored or the way they loved the club. At least, that's what's expected. But did you know that Haaland's dad is mostly remembered for being on the receiving end of one of football's worst tackles? While playing for Leeds in 1997, Haaland Sr. accused Roy Keane of faking an injury in a heated match against Manchester United. This accusation upset Keane, and for 4 years, he plotted and waited for his revenge. So, in 2001, while Haaland Sr. was playing for Man City, Keane got his chance and did this. That is horrible to look at. No wonder many still believe this tackle ended Alfie Haaland's career. But it seems there's no love lost between Keane and the Haaland family, because just recently, he had this to say about Erling Haaland.
The levels of his general play is so poor. And not just today, I think his laying stuff off, living headers or whatever it might be, in terms of front of goal, he's best in the world. But for his general play, for such a player, it is so poor. Not just today, I think he has to improve that. He's almost like a League Two player. That's the way I look at him. His general player has to improve, and it will do over the next few years. This brilliant striker is fantastic, but he has to improve his all-round game. Has to.
What the hell?
Ouch. That's not a nice thing to say about a guy who just broke a 30-year-old Premier League record. But still, Haaland might be very quick at breaking records, but he's nothing compared to the 12 fastest footballers in the world. Click on the next video to find out who they are.